voting. President Biden has expressed his moral outrage over that. There's legislation in Congress, but does the administration plan to take any executive actions or file any lawsuits opposing these new laws?
Well, the administration has taken executive actions on voting rights, and of course we will continue to review options in that regard. I will say we expect to have a statement from the president on this voting law, I should say, that passed in Georgia. He's worried about how this initiative this initiative sets in place, allowing states, preventing states, I should say, to bring water to people standing in line, waiting to vote, deciding what you're going to deciding to end voting at 5 o'clock when working people are just getting off of work, making it more challenging, not easier to vote, deciding that there will be no absentee ballots under the most rigid circumstances, like the late Congressman John Lewis said, there's nothing more precious than the right to vote and speak up. And the president certainly believes that. There are pieces of legislation, as you noted, but that he is watching closely, that he will be engaging with members of Congress on, including the For the People Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, to make it easier for all eligible Americans to vote, to have access to the ballot box, and to prevent attacks on the sacred right to vote. I'll also note that when he was in Georgia just 2 weeks ago, he met with Stacey Abrams while he was there, and he will also continue to encourage and engage with outside leaders and activists on steps they can take. Obviously, there's a range of groups and organizations that may take legal action, that will be leading in activism. Some of that is going to be more appropriate from outside of the White House.
And then 2 more questions. Japan's prime minister has said he expects to invite President Biden to attend the Tokyo Olympics when he comes to the White House. That would be a big statement about the status of the pandemic worldwide. Does the president plan to accept that invite?
He hasn't received it yet. I want to go to the Olympics. Does that matter? As we've said, we respected the decision to delay the Games last summer. We understand the careful considerations that the Japanese government and the International Olympic Committee are weighing as they prepare for the Tokyo Olympics this summer. The government of Japan has stressed that public health remains the central priority as they plan to host the Games. We, of course, look forward to welcoming the Prime Minister to Washington soon. The date has not been formally set yet. And beyond that, I don't have any predictions on what the president's travel will look like this summer.
And then there's this ship stuck in the Suez Canal. Has the U.S. offered to help or provide any kind of assistance to resolve the problem?
We are tracking the situation very closely. We understand that Egyptian officials are working to remove the tanker as soon as possible and continue traffic. As part of our active, diplomatic dialogue with Egypt, we've offered U.S. assistance to Egyptian authorities to help reopen the canal. We are consulting with our Egyptian partners about how we can best support their efforts. So those conversations are ongoing, and hopefully we'll have more to say about that soon.